Alright, so now even though we have two triangles, now we know two angles in each of those triangles. So we got to find the other options we got to find the options for angle C. So measure of angle C in this left one, so I'm going to call it C1, we're going to call this triangle 1, we'll call this one triangle 2, is going to be 180 minus the other two triangles, or the other two angles. You'll notice that's what I was starting to think about in the last one. So 180 minus 30 minus 50.6. So that gives us measure of angle C. The C1 here is 99.4 degrees. For the one over here, we're going to do measure of angle C, and I'll call this one C2, equals 180 minus the 30 degrees for angle A minus 129.4 degrees. So the other measure of angle B. So measure of angle C2 is going to be 20.6 degrees. Let me clean that up a little bit. Alright, so there's our there are two angles that we could possibly get for angle C. Now the last thing we got to do is we got to do the law of sines to find the length of C. Now we're going to have to do the same thing for both of them. Let me zoom out a little bit. So over here, let's go back to sine of A because we know those without having to do any rounding. So sine of A over little a, and now we're going to do the sine of C over little c. Plugging in what we know this A is 30 degrees, little a is 11. Sine of angle C, we're using 99.4 for this one. I probably should label these as C1, and so little c1 down below. Just like normal, cross multiply. So we're going to get, I'm running out of room, so I'm going to draw it off to the side here. We're going to get C times the sine of 30 degrees equals 11 times the sine of 99.4. On this one, we got to divide both sides by the sine of 30. And we end up with little c, so this is C1, equals 21.7 centimeters. Now we're going to do the same thing over here for C2. So we're going to do the same thing, sine of angle A over little a equals sine of angle C2 over little c2. Plug in what we know. So we got sine of 30 over 11 equals sine of, and this angle C2 is going to be 20.6 over little c2. Same deal as the other side, cross multiply. So we got C2 sine of 30 equals 11 sine of 20.6. Divide both sides by the sine of 30. And we end up with C2 equals 7.7 centimeters. So now we solved both triangles. We have two different triangles. Two of the sides is identical, one of the angles is identical, everything else is a little bit different.